The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy.
It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, rockers and cockers? Welcome in to another edition of The Wyldeside with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to hang out with us on the east side of Music City. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and when you're done watching the video today, get down in that comment section, let me know your thoughts, and if not anything else, throw me some horns and let the YouTube algorithm know Kilroy was here. If you have a suggestion for The Wyldeside, get over to the Discord server. That, along with all of our social media, is down in the description. Today's Discord suggestion comes from Kitty of the Wild. We are back with new Nightwish, well, newish Nightwish from Yesterwind, and we are checking out a story, a song about the kids who were Tongan boys who were stranded on an island like Lord of the Flies kind of a thing. We are back with Nightwish on this holiday season. It is the Children of Ata. Let's check it out.
Still fastness in the horizon. 15 long months under mock and
As suggested by Kitty of the Wilds, that is Nightwish from Yesterwind, Children of Ata. True story about, I believe, 15 Tongan boys stranded on an island, or I can't remember exactly how many. I think it was for 15 months, as they say. True story. So very well put together piece of storytelling. And thank you very much, Kitty of the Wild. If you, like Kitty, have a suggestion, get over to the Discord server. One of the things I love about Nightwish and tuomasholopainen in particular is his construction of a song. And I was just having this conversation last week with a coworker about how we missed story songs. And two of the songs we discussed were Gimme 3 Steps by Leonard Skinner and Uneasy Rider by Charlie Daniels, and Alice's Restaurant. We missed the songs that told stories, and not in a superfluous way or a subliminal way or an allegorical way, but just told a story, right? Like there's no ambiguity in the storytelling, and it's set to great music. So the way Tuomas composes his pieces, and I call them that, I don't disrespect him by calling them songs. These are pieces of art. Each one is a piece of art. And what I love, there's many things I love about Nightwish, but one of the things is how they're constructed. Everything is paced perfectly. There's never a sharp edge in contrasts in a Nightwish song. Everything has its place. From the throwback tempo, right, the synth tempo, very throwback, very retro, very steeped in an 80s kind of a vibe, right? Juxtaposed, normally you would say that it would conflict. It would be a stark contrast against a modern symphonic metal vibe. Yet when that comes in and the harmonies come in, everything folds very well into each other and then back again. It ebbs and it flows. It's this perfect lava lamp, if you will, of music, song, storytelling, songwriting, all wrapped up into one. And I do want to say this. I do like how they pointed something out. I'm going to get off on a small tangent here. So Lord of the Flies, I can't remember the guy's name who wrote it. I'm trying to keep my thoughts straight. Put it down in the comments. I'm going to know it when I see it. The person who wrote Lord of the Flies, the story about young schoolboys stranded on a deserted island in the South Pacific, was written by an adult. This story here about these young Tongan boys really happened. It did not devolve. They got along just fine, survived just fine. Everybody had a function. Everybody knew their place. There was no conflict. There was no piggy. There was nothing even close to resembling a Lord of the Flies situation, which is how it was described when it happened in real time. And yet when you think about Lord of the Flies, it's written by an adult. And there's a point to this. I promise there's a point. And I'm even wearing one of my little messages. It says jaded. Adults are jaded to reality, whereas children are hopeful. Okay, so that's why in reality it did not devolve. Because when an adult wrote Lord of the Flies, he wrote it through the lens of an adult who has been jaded by other adults. But when you put a group of teenage kids on an island, reality sets in, and they will get along because they are filled with hope. So there's never going to be a woe is me situation, a devolving of societal structure. They'll trust me, even thinking back when I was a kid, we all got along when the defecation hit the oscillation, so to speak, because we were all hopeful. Whether it was innate or conscious, it didn't matter. There was hope. And what this song really conveys very well through the lyrics and the structure of the sounds behind it is all of the emotions. That's what I love about Nightwish, and especially Tuomas. He really does capture musically, and I wrote it down, musical emotions. He really does musically capture the emotions that one may or may probably will feel in that situation. Yes, it's tragic. Yes, you're lost at sea. Yes, you're on a dark, deserted island. The sun's beating on you. You're away from home. But there is that light, that wonderful, breathing, hopeful, joyful, there is light at the end of the tunnel tone that comes through this song. And it always strikes me as an adult, we sometimes view life through this halcyon lens of, why can't I view the world through the wonder that I did once as a child? That's what to me anyway, that's what I'm here. I grew up in a very urban environment. I remember the first time I saw yards. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I remember the first time I saw people with houses in a yard. It freaked me out. But my escape were books of adventure, reading about Alexander Selkirk, the inspiration for Robinson Crusoe, stories about the pioneering the Western United States, stories of exploration, stories of sailing the seas. Those always captivated me. The wonder of it, the awe of the world that I haven't yet seen. So when I can hear music that captures those emotions while I'm reading these books and how I viewed it through the lens of a child, through the lens of a young adult, he captures that emotion. And Tuomas is so good at musical emotion because he's feeling something, and he's such a genius, and he's so good at what he does, is that he is capable of translating that, transferring that onto you through his composition. And the song is very well put together, tells a great story. Like I said, no sharp edges. Everything fits within its place like a nice musical tackle box that is Nightwish. Yet there is a free flow, and it really comes through Floor's lyrics and her vocals, because the way that the cadence is paced out through the song, there's this almost a breathlessness to it, right? So it's constantly moving. The song for 5.5 minutes breathes heavily, and it moves quickly. So when you get to the end, it doesn't feel like a 5.5 minute song. And that's what tells you a song is good. A song hits you right. You allow yourself to fall into it and disappear into its own timeline. And that's what Tuomas has always been able to do, is take you away from the world you're in and put you in his world where time doesn't exist, except for the time in the song that he's describing through his storytelling. Again, for all you young songwriters out there, I think that somewhere in the 90s and 2000s, everybody started to get overly complicated in their songwriting, and they tried to be allegorical, they tried to be subliminal, they tried to be cool and gotcha, and, you know, if you know what it means, you got to go to this website kind of thing, instead of just telling a good story and putting it to good music. And we've gotten away from that, but Tuomas has always done it, going all the way back to that Gary Moore cover I heard the first time. It is this fantastic ability to take something that is from an individual perspective and put it through his lens of music adaptation and come through with a universal understanding of a story. It's absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much, Kitty of the Wild, for your suggestion of Nightwish, The Children of Ata. If you, like Kitty, have a suggestion, get over to the Discord server. It is linked down below in the description with all of our social media. Follow me on any and all the social media. It's good to be back in the chair, so keep those requests coming. Now that concert season has slowed down a little bit for my full-time job, I'm able to get back in the chair and bang out some videos. Again, get down in that comment section. Let me know your thoughts, how you heard it, how you translate it, things like that. And of course, if not anything, let the YouTube algorithm know Kilroy was here. Throw some horns down in that comment section. Thank you very much, Kitty. Thank you to everybody for taking time out of your busy day to hang out with me on the east side of Nashville. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you are liking the video. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark. You are the best darn subscribers in the world, and this is The Wyldeside.